a little girl, a young horse, and the gift of soulmates. This is the story of a young mother, Brinley Evans, her little daughter, and a 2-year-old horse who became more than a companion. Together they showed the world that love, trust, and soulmates can appear in places we least expect. From her earliest days, Brinley's daughter seemed touched by something extraordinary. Most babies spend their first weeks sleeping or clinging to familiar voices. But when Brinley carried her into the barn for the very first time, the child reacted with surprising certainty. Tiny fingers stretched forward, reaching eagerly toward the horses. Her hands wrapped around their soft muzzles, holding them close as if she had discovered something she had always been searching for. Brinley knew in that instant her daughter's heart belonged to horses. As months passed, that bond only deepened. The little girl did not simply enjoy being near them. She breathed in their presence. Her laughter echoed in the stables. Her calmness grew whenever she touched them. Brinley often watched in awe, realizing this connection was not a passing curiosity, but something far greater. Then, one day, a young horse joined their family. Only 2 years old, he was full of energy but carried an unusual gentleness. Many horses his age can be unpredictable, but this one possessed a steady patience. When he first met Brinley's daughter, he lowered his massive head and stood quietly, as though recognizing her soul. From that moment, they belonged to each other. Their friendship was unlike anything Brinley had ever seen. While other children played with dolls or blocks, her daughter sat in the pasture beside a horse 20 times her size. He allowed her to brush his mane with tiny hands, to tug gently at his tail, even to cover his face with clumsy kisses. Sometimes he lay down in the grass just to be near her. He never flinched, never shied, never grew restless. Instead, he waited, he trusted, he loved. Many people expressed concern. Horses are powerful creatures, and some worried Brinley was taking risks. But she understood something deeper. Trust is not born from fear. She was always there, guiding gently, teaching her daughter to move slowly, to speak softly, to respect the animal in front of her. She explained to the horse as well, reminding him they were not threats, but friends. And the horse seemed to understand. Their language was not made of words, but of calm presence and steady hearts. What made this story even more remarkable was the child's sense of responsibility. Though still so young, she took her role seriously. Each time they arrived at the barn, she reached immediately for the fly spray, announcing proudly that her horse needed it first. She tried to lift the saddle, far too heavy for her tiny arms, yet filled with determination. When she saw manure in the paddock, she would point and declare, "You have to clean before you ride." To her, these were not chores, they were acts of love. The horses were not pets in her eyes, they were family, and in return they treated her as one of their own. They bent their huge necks so she could kiss their foreheads. They stood perfectly still as her small fingers tugged through tangled manes. Their stillness was not submission. It was trust offered freely, unconditionally. Watching them together, Brinley often felt she was witnessing something rare, something sacred. Her daughter's eyes sparkled with joy when she stood beside the horse. Her body relaxed with peace when his muzzle brushed her cheek. It was as if they shared a silent promise. I am safe with you. I will care for you. In those moments, words became unnecessary. The bond was already written in their hearts. Soulmates are often thought of as romantic partners, but Brinley knew better. Sometimes a soulmate is a child, sometimes it is a horse with gentle eyes, and sometimes, miraculously, they find each other. Their story has touched people far beyond the fences of the barn. Videos and photos capture the laughter of a toddler, the patience of a young horse, the steady guidance of a loving mother, and each image whispers the same truth. Love knows no boundaries of age, size, or species. If this story moved you, if it reminded you of the beauty hidden in simple connections, take a moment to share in their journey. Like, comment, and subscribe so you won't miss more stories of love, trust, and the small miracles that surround us. Because stories like this are more than entertainment, they are reminders. Reminders that innocence can teach responsibility, that strength can express gentleness, and that sometimes the greatest gifts in life arrive quietly, without announcement. In the bond between a little girl and her horse,
our team works hard behind the scenes to find and share real-life stories that truly matter. Every video is crafted with care, carefully researched, edited with trusted sources, and always treated with the respect these stories deserve. What you see isn't just made to inspire, it's meant to be real and meaningful.